it's about leadership, really.
Yeah, yeah. And how to be a good leader, or not even how to be a great leader.
Yeah.
Because, you know, some people are leaders because they're put in that position, but they can't necessarily lead. But do you see what I mean? So, and he speaks about that in the book, but he talks about how to kind of inspire people. So I kind of referenced it before. He speaks about the golden circle. Again, I'm not going to just watch his video for the full kind of, he does it. I'm going to try my best to do it justice. So he talks about on the outer part of the circle, you've got what, that's what we do. So every company can tell you what they do. They can tell you the product or the service that they sell, the job or function they have within a system. That what's very easy to define. You know, what we do is easy to define. The next one is a how. So they tell you how they do it. And what he said is they can tell you how they do it. How is often given to explain how something is different or better than the competition. So again, he uses Apple as a lot as an example.
Yeah.
So Apple, what do? They make technology, they make phones, X, Y, Z. How they do that, they make the iPhone, which is so much better than all the other phones. That's what they tell you. Now, where the actual impact is, or where you're going to inspire people, which is also people that are going to buy from you and people that are going to follow you, as in that work within your organization, is via your why. Very few companies can tell you why they do what they do. What's your purpose, cause, or belief? So again, with Apple, they had their purpose, their cause, what they're trying to achieve and whatnot, and they just happen to do that via the Apple iPhone. So when you're buying the iPhone, you're buying it because you buy into why, the Apple's why. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. You buy into the Apple belief, because I believe their why was kind of going against the norm initially, like being a bit different, but also simplicity in their design. And I think touching on their marketing campaign with the iPod, there was actually a company that launched an iPod before them. Obviously, it wasn't called the iPod. Creative Technology released their model 22 months earlier, 22 months before Apple. But they said you can have 5 gigabytes MP3 player in your pocket. So you can have a 5 gigabyte MP3 player in your pocket. That's very much like a what function. Whereas Apple come along and said 1,000 songs in your pocket. It's like, that's more of a why. It's like people want to listen to 1,000 songs. They don't.
Music lovers
Want to listen to, have access to 1,000 songs. But having a 5 gigabyte MP3 player, that's not really explaining, you know, why. You know, So Apple, obviously, we know, are a massive company. They blew up. Creative Technology, I've never heard of them in my life. And I'm sure maybe, I don't know if they're still going or whatnot, but Apple are, you know, multi-billion dollar company.
I think it's more so, like, not to really touch on Apple too much, but it's a representation. When you see people before with the white headphones, it says something about the person. That's more so what it is. It's like, if someone has an Apple product, it says that they're trendy or they're cool or whatnot, and that's kind of the why that they build into. But you know, relating to other sides of organizations, you know, like with what we do and what you do, there's a why behind it. You know, there's a reason. So when you set up Love and Life, you know, what was your reasons for doing that?
Helping companies to inspire their employees to live life better.
There you go.
That's it.
And then everything you do, when you do your talks, when you do every other kind of things, that's all leading into the why. And that's what inspires people. If you just say, oh, you know, I do talks, motivation talks, so what? No one cares. Do you know what I mean? But then when you say what you just said, okay, and we happen to do that by doing
different things,
different talks and whatnot. So